Hello, Pflugerville. It's me, Dennis. I'm here with Doug Weiss, who's running for mayor of Pflugerville for the November 4th election. Doug, I know that you're looking for the endorsement of the Pflugerville area Democrats, so this is going to be presented to them and also on Facebook. But what I want to talk with you about is you've been serving on the council for, I believe, 9 years, is it?
That's right.
Tell me what you've learned about the governance of this city and what you're doing and your sense of where we're going and where you want us to go from that 9 years.
Sure. Where we're going and where I want us to go. So I should start with one of the things that you learn about elected office is that the job is never over. You can go to work every day doing the best work you want, and at the end of your term, someone's going to come along and say you didn't do enough. And I will say I've said that about the people who came before me, and I'm sure people will say that after I'm gone. But what I have to say to you here today is that I am not finished. I've served on council. I've reached the limit on as a council member, and now I'm looking for that promotion to mayor. What I have accomplished, I could tell you about how I've held the tax rate steady or lowered it for 7 of the 9 years that I've been on council. I could tell you how I've increased shade structures at our parks from 30% to 100% of our parks now have shade structures. Um, our parks and playground equipment, when I first joined, have an average age of 15 to 18 years. Now that's down to 5. What I have committed to is ensuring that our city is the city that our citizens deserve. It's a city that keeps up with us, a city that serves our citizens. But that's not really my legacy of service because I say what I do the best or what I try to do the most is recruit more people to get involved. And I should mention October 1st, registration opens for our PF 101 class, which is a great opportunity for individuals to learn more about how the city operates. In November, every November, if you've ever seen me in the community, you know I'm constantly recruiting people to apply for positions on our boards and commissions, our planning and zoning, our library board, our parks board, and our Pflugerville Community Development Corporation board, among others. And recruiting people to those positions is what ensures that we continue to make progress. The people who get appointed to those boards occasionally, I wanted to say frequently, but it certainly filters out. Some of those people then become elected city council members. We have several people on the council now who served on P&Z. I myself served 7 years on the Pflugerville Community Development Corporation Board of Directors before running for office. And one of the candidates for city council has been the planning and zoning chair for the last several years. The maintaining a bench of people who will continue to move the city forward is really, I think, the most important part of what I have done so far. So I hope that's the legacy that will persist, and I hope that answers your question, Dennis.
Well, it starts out that one of the things that you say in your campaign materials is that you want to cultivate a reasonable city. Love
Mm-hmm.
that term. Tell me what that means.
A reasonable city means one that serves the needs of its citizens without necessarily overtaxing, but without cutting the programs that make us what we are. In this most recent budget cycle, we were faced with the possibility of cutting. And I don't know, Dennis, if you've been out to our Music in the Park events or our Rock the Block. Hopefully, you've been able to attend Deutschenfest. These are all parts of what make the community worth living in, right? These are the events that engage our citizens and make people proud to be from Pflugerville. So those are things that I absolutely do not want to cut. We have recently been using hotel occupancy tax to do public art around the city. We've got some new pieces out of the lake. We've got some great sculptures in Wilbarger Creek Park. When I say I want to to build a reasonable city for our citizens, I mean one in which people are engaged, one that people want to live in, and doing so in ways that make the best use of the tax dollars with which I've been entrusted. One of the most recent things you may have seen quite a bit on social media is that we have goats clearing out underbrush along some of our creeks and in our parks. Those goats love to eat the poison ivy and the poison oak. They clear it right up for us, and it is less expensive than hiring people to go in there, and it's less invasive than using chemicals. So that is what I mean when I say a reasonable approach. Let's take a logical approach, an approach that makes the most sense, not only for the use of our tax dollars, but with our impact to the community.
So, as mayor, what kind of impact can you make? Can you influence? What kind of leadership do you have? Do you have hiring responsibilities? Do you have how do you use your skills in because you've been in business, you've led teams, you've worked that. What are the aspects of being the Pflugerville mayor that will allow you to do this? And will you be able to spend full time at this, or is this a hybrid job?
Well, there are three main aspects to being mayor that I think are important. And I'll address first that this is a volunteer position. Going back to when I talk about recruiting people to these other boards and commissions, one of the first things they ask me is, well, how much time will that take? What's the commitment? And I tell everyone it's as much time as you are willing to put into it. And it's very much the same with mayor. And I think my history has proven that I am willing to put in as much time as it takes to make this city the city that we all want to live in. I I will need to maintain a job outside of mayor, but I will be able to give my full attention to the citizens of Pflugerville. Now, those three aspects of being mayor. First of all, is you run the meetings, and running the meetings is just facilitating that process is incredibly important to ensure that we have productive conversations that create reasonable policies. The world of politics is the business of setting policy. And if we are behind our desks arguing with each other, we're not doing what is best for the city. So running those meetings, ensuring that we have productive conversations is immensely important. The second thing the mayor does is set the agenda. The agenda for our meetings needs to be clear, it needs to be concise, and it needs to be meaningful. And by setting that agenda, we get to ensure that we talk about the things that matter and we don't waste time on the things that don't matter. So those are also very, very pragmatic, very day-to-day things that we need to make sure we're doing right. Now, the third aspect of mayor, and this is the one that is a bit more substantive, is our regional engagement and being the figurehead of the city. What I can tell you is that I currently serve on as the first vice chair as on the Capital Area Council of Governments. That is a 10-county organization that runs 911. It also oversees the Area Agency on Aging, which provides Meals on Wheels to the community. And by serving in there, I'm on the executive committee with, I think it's 27 different elected officials throughout that 10-county region. And assuming I'm successful in November, I am in line to be chair of that organization, which means we will have regional influence and regional connections within the Central Texas area. Communicating with those other elected officials, partnering with them where appropriate, creating strategies to serve and integrate with the wider community, immensely important. But not only that, excuse me, the ability to get in front of and make those connections with the other organizations. There's been talk about other entities that we need to partner with, whether that's the county, whether that's the fire department, whether that's ACC. Those are connections that I have that I'll be able to leverage as our mayor.
Doug, All right. Is there anything else you want to say to the Pflugerville Democrats before we close this first opportunity to chat?
The main thing I want to say to the Pflugerville area Democrats, and I said it on Saturday, is that I have been a longstanding member, and I have also been involved from the very beginning. I was there at the inaugural meeting where we formed the Pflugerville area Democrats. I didn't just join so that I could qualify for this endorsement. I've been involved and engaged in recruiting from among our members for many years, and you'll see many Pflugerville area Democrat members represented on those city boards and commissions, as well as on the council and on the school board and other positions of leadership across the community. So really, the last thing I want to say to the group is I would really appreciate your endorsement because I know how hard this club works and how motivated this club is to do great things in our community. And it's really inspiring to see so many people show up who are motivated in that way, who align with the progress that we want to continue to make in the city. And so I just ask for your endorsement.